creation is already finished. You call your creation into reality by feeling as if that reality were already here. Hey friends, it's V. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're getting into the last chapter of prayer, The Art of Believing. This is chapter 7 called The Greatest Prayer, and we're just going to get right into it. Imagination is the beginning of creation. You imagine what you desire, and then you believe it to be true. Every dream could be realized by those self-disciplined enough to believe it. People are what you choose to make them. A man is according to the manner in which you look at him. You must look at him with different eyes before he will objectively change. This is a section from the Bible. 2 men looked from prison bars. One saw the mud, and the other saw the stars. Centuries ago, Isaiah asked the question, "Who is blind but my servant, or deaf as my messenger that I sent? Who is blind as he that is perfect, as blind as the Lord's servant? The perfect man judges not after appearances, but he judges righteously. He sees others as he wants them to be. He hears only what he wants to hear. He sees only the good in others. In him is no condemnation, for he transforms the world with his seeing and hearing. The king that sitteth on the throne scattereth the evil with his eye." Sympathy for living things, agreement with human limitations, is not in the consciousness of the king, because he has learned to separate their false concepts from their true being. To him, poverty is but the sleep of wealth. He does not see caterpillars, but painted butterflies to be. Not winter, but summer, which is sleeping. Not man in want, but Jesus in him who is sleeping. Jesus of Nazareth, who scattered the evil with his eye, is asleep in the imagination of every man, and out of his imagination must man awaken him by subjectively affirming, "I am," or "I am Jesus," or "I am Christ consciousness," or this is like saying, like, "I am one with the universe, I am one with God, I am one with my subconscious mind, I am one with spirit." Whatever your belief system, Neville is just taking Bible script and using it in a way that people can understand the Bible as a guidebook to creating the life that you want versus people seeing the Bible as like a playbook. The Bible was actually written for us to realize that our power is within us, whether you believe in Jesus or God, or just the power of the universe, or just the power of your subconscious mind. That is within you, and the power to create is within you. If you're praying to God, you pray from within. God is within you. We're all connected. Everyone and everything is connected in the quantum realm, the quantum field, the energetic plane. This is science. So it's neat that we can take religion and break it down scientifically, regardless of your belief system. This is a universal law, and this is how we can create things into existence. This is how things are created into existence. Through prayer, through having faith, through rewriting your subconscious mind, whatever resonates best with you. So as we're discussing Neville, use the terminology that resonates best with you. If Neville says Jesus and Jesus doesn't resonate with you, exchange it with God or the universe or spirit or your subconscious mind or a higher power, your higher self, another deity, whatever your belief system is. Just replace the wording with that. So Neville goes on to say that out of his own imagination must man awaken himself by subjectively affirming, "I am Jesus." But here, this is the exact same thing as saying, "I am that I am." Then and only he will see Jesus or God or connect with his subconscious mind. For man can only see what is awake in himself. The holy womb is man's imagination. The higher self, a connection with God, is within man's imagination, is what Neville is saying. So the holy child, or the subconscious, or the universe, or God, is that conception of himself which fits Isaiah's definition from the Bible of perfection. Heed the words of Saint Augustine. Too late have I loved thee, for behold, thou wert within, and it was without that I did seek thee. So Neville breaks this down to say it is your own consciousness that you must turn to as the only reality. Your imagination is the only reality. There and there alone you waken that which is asleep within you. Neville goes on to say, creation is already finished. You call your creation into being by feeling the reality of the state you would call. This is also proven by science that everything is already created. Energy is energy. It just transforms. You cannot create energy and you cannot destroy energy. It just is, and it just transforms. Neville goes on, a mood attracts its affinities, but it does not create what it attracts. As sleep is called upon by feeling, I am sleepy, so too is Jesus Christ called by the feeling, I am Jesus Christ, or I am that I am. Man sees only himself. Nothing befalls man that is not the nature of himself. People emerge out of the mass betraying their close affinity to your moods as they are engendered. You meet them seemingly by accident, but find they are intimates of your moods. Because your moods continually externalize themselves, you could assume from your moods that you would soon meet certain characters and encounter certain conditions. Therefore, call the perfect condition into being by living in the feeling, I am that I am, or I am Christ, or I am God, or I am one with spirit, or I am one with my higher self, whatever resonates with you. Neville says here, I am Christ. For Christ is the one concept of self through which can be seen the unveiled realities of eternity. So connecting into the higher self, the higher realms of where all possibilities exist. Our behavior is influenced by our subconscious assumption respecting our own social and intellectual rank and that of the one we are addressing. Let us seek for and evoke the greatest rank and the noblest of all, that which disrobes man of his mortality and clothes him with uncurbed immortal glory. Let us assume the feeling of I am that I am, or I am who I want to be. And Neville says, I am Christ, and our whole behavior will subtly and unconsciously change in accordance with our new assumption. So here you can just say, I am, insert who you want to be, and you will slowly start to see your behavior unconsciously change. All of a sudden you have new behaviors and new ways of thinking. You'll start to have new thoughts that reflect on your new being, because I am that I am essentially is saying I am this person, and you have an old way of thinking like I am not worthy, I am not good enough, and that is how you act according to what you're telling yourself. So if you tell yourself, I am the person who I want to be, all of a sudden you'll have new thought forms. You'll wake up a new person. You'll just be doing things differently in accordance to who you say you are. I am that I am. And this is the exact same concept of reprogramming your mind to be who you want to be as well. Neville continues on to say, our subconscious assumptions continually externalize themselves, so others may consciously see us as we subconsciously see ourselves and tell us by their actions what we have subconsciously assumed of ourselves to be. This is so important, you guys. I'm going to read this again. Our subconscious assumptions continually externalize themselves. So what we believe to be true is externalizing in our reality. And Neville says, others may consciously see us as we subconsciously see ourselves, and others tell us by their actions what we have subconsciously assumed of ourselves to be. People are telling us what we are subconsciously telling ourselves. So if we believe that we are not worthy, people reflect to us our internal belief system. So if you want something to change on the external, you need to do the work on the internal. You need to change your internal assumptions in order to see a change on the external. And Neville says, therefore, let us assume the feeling, I am Christ, or I am that I am, or I am who I want to be, until our conscious claim becomes our subconscious assumption. We all with open face beholding as in a glass the glory of the Lord are changed into the same image from glory to glory. That's a quote from the Bible. Let God awaken and his enemies be destroyed. There is no greater prayer for man. So when Neville is pulling this info out from the Bible saying, let God awaken and his enemies be destroyed, he's saying, let your conscious mind, your subconscious mind awaken and destroy your old belief system, because you have control of who you want to be. There is no greater form of prayer for man than I am that I am. That is the strongest form of prayer. That is changing your assumption, changing your belief system of who you are into who you want to be. And with that being said, that is the end of Prayer, The Art of Believing by Neville Goddard, and my little breakdown of it. So I hope you enjoyed this book, and I hope it gave you some more insight into the law of assumption, the law of attraction, how things are created using our internal thoughts, and how we can use the power of the statement, I am that I am, to create who we want to be, what we want to see externalize in our world, as well as just becoming a happier, better version of ourselves. Just be the best, happiest person that you can be, and just learning to look at all of the positives in life versus the negative. Because when you see something negative out there, it's just reflecting to you your internal belief system. So look at the positive, look at the learning lesson from it, so that it doesn't reoccur. Because when you take the negative and you look at the positive in it, and you realize that it's actually your own internal issue that you need to deal with, and you learn from it, you don't need to see that problem again. You won't see it occur again. It's really as simple as that, you guys. So anyways, if you enjoy this book, leave a like and a comment, and I'm going to be getting into Out of This World. It's another Neville Goddard book, and I'm going to be doing some more Joseph Murphy, Florence, as well as some more scientific authors, so we can put in all backgrounds together to provide proof from all categories. So it's interesting that all of these famous leaders back in the day, they had the same way of thinking regardless of the religion. Also, a lot of scientists back in the day had the same belief system. A lot of philosophers had the same belief system. A lot of religious leaders had the same belief system of how to pray or have faith or reprogram your mind. Ask God, ask the universe to change an outcome. It's all internal. So it's super cool when you can just find similarities in all things and realize like this is a universal law. It's like gravity. Our internal world creates our external world. This is a universal law. It's not some woo-woo. This is quantum physics as well, folks. It's really, really neat once you start to understand how things work. And you can use this to your advantage in your everyday life. This isn't just for big things. This is literally, you can use this for everything that you want. So, with that being said, that is the end of that. Take care, peace and love, and talk to you in the next one.